Good morning, Elle Ingalls here. I'm not going to give you my website because my web designer has got to clear something up about it. So if you go to elleingles.com, it comes up as a suspended account, which it isn't. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll figure that out for you so that it will be powered back up. If you want more information about me, you can certainly message me right here, private message me. You can also go to my LinkedIn profile that has a lot of information and it has some recommendations on there as well. I think I have a couple of recommendations too on my Google. So if you just Google Elle Ingalls, you'll find that there. So I apologize for the website being down, but that happens. If you want to have an appointment with me, you can just go directly to speakwithelle.com and book a time to talk. We can do a full up pressure-free strategy session. Or if you're interested in having me speak somewhere, talk to one of your groups, can be a school group, church group, athletic team. I do speaking for all kinds of groups, corporate groups, meetup groups. Everybody needs pressure-free. This morning, we're going to talk about clarity, clarity about your targets, clarity about what you want. Because when you are really clear about what the end game is, what it is you truly want, it's much easier for you to use these simple steps of the pressure-free method to not trigger the stress response. But if you're murky about what you really want, you kind of lose that flow to actually take action because you're indecisive and you're unsure. A lot of times you'll hear this too, you need to deepen your why. Why do you want this? So I'm going to use a relationship target in some thoughts about working with a client. And that's because we have this kind of highly charged political society right now. If you're on the other side of the fence from someone that you care about, there can be some problems with communication. And I just want to give you some ideas about that. So, and also anytime we go through holidays, Mother's Day, anything like that, and there's like, we're not showing up, we want to show up, but we can't because of whatever your stance is and whatever your thoughts are. I want you to stand back and gain perspective and realize that from March of 2020 till now is this blip. And there's going to be time to repair whatever's gone on in the blip. One is your end game. What is it you truly want? Do you want a beautiful relationship with someone? If that's what you want, then that's what you need to focus on. Not the he said, she said, he said stuff. But what is it that you're aiming for? Because if you stay locked back here, you're going to be triggering stress hormones like no tomorrow. If you're beating yourself up about something you said, you're going to be definitely triggering stress hormones no matter what. So in order to clear that up, we need to get clear about what it is you really want, what the target is. Let's take a work example. So let's say you want a promotion at work. That's what you're aiming for, promotion at work. Or you're going to ask for a raise. So more money coming into you. That's what you want. Let's get really clear about it. Why do you want more money coming in? Why do you want this promotion? What does this promotion mean to you? What does the raise mean to you? What is it going to allow you to be able to do? I heard once that if the average American family had $500 more a month, they would have a different lifestyle than they have right now. They'd be able to maybe take a different kind of trip or have their child go to a different school or college. There would be an upgrade, an up level, if it's just $500 a month. So if you're in that space, like, what would that mean for you? What would you do with that? So when you get really clarity about your targets, something starts to hum in you, and you're going to have a much better chance at identifying the triggers that have kept you stuck so that you can use a tool in that 10-second window and not trigger the stress response. Does that make sense? If you trigger the stress response, it's really, really hard to future plan, to look into the future and say, yeah, this is what I want. So if you're feeling stuck about even trying to decide what your targets are, stress is often one of the reasons why. And in that case, maybe we take baby steps. And again, I really like you focusing first thing in the morning. When you wake up, this is a tool that I give my clients, especially if they wake up in the stress response, because some people do. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you can ask yourself is what do you see? Okay. If you can look out a window, like I'm looking out at a beautiful snowscape with pine trees right now, it's not bright out yet, but there's a little light in the sky. It's actually pretty periwinkle color. Like I'm seeing all this. When you can focus on something beautiful. If you're in a room that doesn't have windows, you can't look out, or it's pitch black and you can't see anything, turn on a gentle light and have a beautiful poster, piece of artwork, something that's really beautiful to you. So that the first thing you see is beauty. And then the next thing is, what do you hear? I've talked to you about this before, maybe even on the show already this year, but watch out for the whack, 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 the alarms, the noisy alarms, the loud alarms that jolt your heart. That'll cause you to go into fight or flight, and you haven't even gotten out of bed. So have your alarm be really beautiful and gentle. So the first thing that you hear is beauty. The first thing you see is beauty. The first thing you hear is beauty. And then the first thing you think. So a lot of times we wake up just obsessed with work or obsessed with a problem, beating ourselves up, afraid something's going to happen, negative fake worry. So what's going on in your head? And can you pause it for a moment and choose your thoughts? Choose what you want going on in there. You could move right into gratitude, move right into prayer, move right into, it's going to be a great day. One of my best friends wakes up saying, happy to be alive. So what's the first thought? What are the first thoughts you put in there? This week, maybe just observe it. Observe what's the first thing you look at, what's the first thing you hear, and what's the first thing you think in your head. And then you can start to take a little bit of time and really start to craft it. This is your life. You get to craft your own life. No matter what circumstances are thrown your way, you get to build a faith foundation that is your faith foundation. It's your beliefs and your values. You get to stand on that, no matter what the heck is happening around you. And you get to be patient about these targets and what you want to attain. We're in a strange time right now, so give yourself some grace and move those first words into gratitude, prayer, confidence, and see if you can start to chip away a little bit at some of that negative fake worry and gain some clarity. So have a beautiful pressure-free day. I will see you tomorrow.